So now you have the ability of saving your pipeline at different points in time, and then you can obviously publish your pipeline and then run your pipeline accordingly. If I now go onto that DF Factory repository and refresh this entire page, for the branch, let me go onto that Colab branch. You will see now there are some resources in place. If I go onto my data set, you will see we have the data sets in place. If you go onto any data set, it is just the JSON definition of the data set itself. So there's information like what is a service it is referring to, what is a link service, what is a location, what is a file name, etc. Just the definition. If we go on to the link service, again, this is also just the definition. So at any point in time, you can start connecting your artifacts in Azure Data Factory onto a Git repository. In this chapter, I want to show you how you can go about doing this. For now, I'll go back onto my live version, switch onto the live mode, and let's go back to the rest of the topics that we'll cover in Azure Data Factory. Activities in place. So the first activity was to copy the data from our CSV base file, log.csv, onto log.rk, and then we had another activity to copy the data onto a table in our dedicated SQL pool. Now when it comes onto copying data, if I go onto the sync settings, there's something known as the copy behavior. This is for the copy data activity. Here in the copy behavior, we have options of flatten the hierarchy, merge the files, or preserve the hierarchy. If you choose to preserve the hierarchy, what does this mean? So let's say that in your Azure Data Lake Gen 2 storage account, in the CSV container, you want to convert all of the files here into Parquet-based files. So you choose your CSV container as the source location. That means it should consider converting this CSV file, and if there are any CSV files in this customer folder. We are then transferring the converted information, the Parquet-based information, onto the Parquet-based container. When you say to preserve the hierarchy, this means that in the Parquet container, you will have first the log.parquet file, then you will have a folder called customer because we are preserving the folder structure in the source, and in customer, you will have whatever CSV files have been converted into their Parquet-based equivalents. So this is the meaning of preserving the hierarchy. So these are settings that you can set when it comes on to the sync, especially when you have sort of file-based transfers in place. Now, another point that I want to go through is the use of parameters in your pipeline. Using parameters makes your pipeline much more dynamic in nature. It allows you to actually pass values at runtime when it comes onto your pipeline. Just to give a very simple example, if I go onto the activity when it comes onto copying data from my log.csv file, I'll click on open to open up the data set. So here I'm hard coding the value of log.csv. What I'll do is for my parameters, I'll define a new parameter. I'll call this file name. I'll go back onto the connection and remove this hard coded value and click on add dynamic content. I'll choose my file name parameter. So now it is putting in the code for taking the file name from the data set. I'll click on OK. If I now go onto my pipeline and onto the copy data activity, you will see in terms of the data set properties, you can actually put now a value. So now here I could put log.csv. So now let me go ahead and click on validate. And we click on publish. Now it's giving me a publish error, and that's because this data set is also being referred somewhere else. So if I go onto that activity, and here also, if I put in the value of log.csv, if I hit on publish, you should be able to publish this. But now at any point in time, instead of changing the value of the file name in the data set itself, you can actually change the value in the properties for the data set properties. Now, in this chapter, I sort of give a note when it comes on to using partitions when moving data in Azure Data Factory. Now, what I've done in one of my existing pipelines, I just added an activity. In the source, I've chosen the table that we have in our dedicated SQL pool. So, in terms of using the query, we could use the table query or a stored procedure. For now, I put the mark as a table. There's something known as the partition option here. So, do you remember about the partitions that you have for your tables in your dedicated SQL pool? Normally, you will partition your data based on the values in the time column. Even here, what you can do is you can tell Azure Data Factory to move the data in parallel much more faster with the use of partitions. You have the partition option when it comes onto your table. Now, let's say that you have not partitioned your table. So you create a normal table, let's say based on a hash distribution, but you have not partitioned your table based on, let's say, the time column. You can choose the dynamic range. So here you can tell Azure Data Factory to look at, let's say, the time column when it comes onto the partitions. If you choose the physical partitions of the table, then you're telling Azure Data Factory to determine itself what the partitions have been set for your table. All of this is being done so that you could tell Azure Data Factory to work in parallel when it comes onto working with your data by making use of partitions. If you actually go onto settings, you can also mention what is the degree of copy parallelism, where you can tell the amount of copies that can happen in parallel based on the partitions that have been defined. So this chapter will give this important note on how you can make use of the partitions defined for your table when it comes onto the copy activities in Azure Data Factory. Alright, welcome back. Now, in the next set of chapters, we're going to go through some other important activities when it comes on Azure Data Factory. This is from the perspective of the exam. If I go on pipelines and let me create a new pipeline, in this particular pipeline, I'm going to go onto the general section. I will choose the activity of the web. This activity actually helps you to check, whether you can reach a particular URL on the web. I'll just give a name for the pipeline. Just like this. In terms of the setting, we'll give the URL. What I'll do is for one of my containers, I'll go onto my CSV container. go on the log.csv file. I'll copy the URL on the clipboard. I'll place the URL here. In terms of the method, I want to choose the get method. As simple as that. I'll publish this. I will then trigger the pipeline. I can see that the pipeline has failed. If I click on view error details, it's saying that the specified resource does not exist. And this is because basically from a permissions perspective, we have not allowed any access onto this container. If I click on the CSV container and click on change access level, instead of private no anonymous access, I'll choose blob anonymous read access for blobs only. This will allow anonymous access now for accessing the blobs within this container. I'll go ahead and run the pipeline again. I'm then getting another error. If I go on the error details, it is saying that the length of the execution output is over the limit, and we have a limit of around 4 MB. Let me go on to another CSV file, which has a less size. So go on to customer01.csv, copy the link onto the clipboard. Let's try this again. Go on to settings, replace this, publish it, and then trigger the pipeline. So now it has succeeded. Just some other important notes. If you go on to the general page for this particular activity, we have something known as the timeout. So currently it is set on 12 hours. This means after how long should this activity time out? We have the retry interval. Since it is not as 0, that means it's only going to try this activity once. We then have the retry interval. If I put the retry as 5, and I'll go back onto my CSV container, change the access level back onto private no anonymous access. Let me publish the changes and trigger the pipeline again. I have triggered the pipeline. I can view the pipeline run. So you can see it has failed once. If you go and click on the error message, you will see that it is giving the same error. The resource is not found. Now, ideally, based on the retry interval, it will wait for some time and try to run it again. You will see it has run a second time and it has failed again. If I go onto my CSV container and change the access level again onto blob anonymous read access, you will see now that the pipeline has succeeded. If I click on refresh, the third time around, it has succeeded. So the chapter is going to go through this web activity that you have in Azure Data Factory.